when you're hunting public land, you're usually in big timber, so you don't have a lot of destination locations. It's not like hunting ag areas where, you know, you got field edges if it's in standing corn. Once the crops are picked, you know, the deer are a lot more condensed in smaller zones. On big timber areas, deer tend to wander, so you don't have the really good destination spots that you do in ag areas. So you want to know what their preferred food source is, because everything really revolves around food for deer all of the time, because even early season, bucks are basically in a feeding mode, and then when the rut phases come around, then they're pursuing does, and does are typically pursued where they eat. You know, if you're at an apple tree, there's going to be scrapes. So basically all buck activity revolves around doe activity during the rut phases. So obviously bucks frequent where does feed. So what you want to look for when you're in big timber areas is preferred browse. And now what I've got here, and this is staged, but these are white oak acorns. White oak acorns are by far the preferred choice when it comes to acorns. And if you ever want to know the difference between a white oak and a red oak acorn and why they prefer whites, I suggest when you're walking through the woods in the fall, pick up a red, pick up a white, and eat them. You can actually eat the whites. They taste a lot like a macadamia nut. They're very mild. A red, as soon as you bite into it, you'll spit it out. The tannins are extremely bitter. But here's how you identify the difference. White oak acorns are very small, and the leaves have rounded lobes, okay? Rounded lobes on the leaves, and behind me, this is a white oak tree. And if you pan up that tree, you'll notice when you go up the tree, the bark is rough all the way up the tree and all the way out the branches. So even when you go out the small branches on a white oak, that's how you identify it, it has rough bark. So you got rounded lobes, rough bark all the way up and out the branches, and small acorns. Red oaks are identified because their lobes on their leaves are pointed, and their acorns are much, much larger. And a red oak tree, it might have a little bit of rough bark at the base, but as you go up a red oak tree, the bark gets smooth and all the branches going out are smooth barked. They don't have rough bark. So the difference is white oaks, rounded lobes, small acorns, rough bark up and out the branches. Red oaks, large acorns, pointed lobes on the leaves, and once you get up the tree a ways, all the branches and everything is smooth barked. And deer will prefer whites over reds all the time.
Public and Pressured Land Deer Hunter with John Eberhart has been brought to you by OnX Hunt, where the pavement ends, OnX begins.